Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. We've got a special episode this week. It's Origin week and it's game one time. We've got myself, Mick, Jimmy and Age. Boys, how pumped are you for Origin?
Mate, can't wait for Wednesday night. First game in New South Wales, of course, but no, it should be a good game. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm absolutely frothing right now.
Yeah.
Origin time, even if you don't support an NRL team, got to support your state. But I am very keen for this one, especially with all the new faces in the Blues team.
And we've got a big episode today for you. We're filming on a Sunday, so all news is up to date as of 12 p.m. on a Sunday. So.
Lucky we didn't do it Saturday.
Oh, Jesus.
We all know what happened this morning. Dylan Edwards ruled out with a quad injury.
Huge.
Couldn't believe it when I woke up. I thought I was having a nightmare.
Yeah.
Teddy called in, can't play for Chookies, and he's straight back into the fullback role.
100%.
But not captain.
No, not captain, still Jobo captain. So we're going to go through our game one tips, predictions, analysis to best we can. We're not journalists. We're not ex-players. No. We're just avid watchers of rugby league. We're going to go through the stats. We're going to go through the battle of the back five because that seems to be the modern day spine for some people.
Yeah, that's where the X Factor players are.
And we're going to go through finally the best tries at Origin level, going through the years, rewinding the clock.
With a few good ones.
Exactly. But let's kick things off. Game one, Wednesday, 8 p.m. at a core stadium in Sydney. New South Wales taking on Queensland, obviously. Queensland being the favourites.
Yes. As much as I want to believe they're not favourites and the underdogs, you're not the underdogs, Jimmy, even though Harry Grant has an illness that he's battling.
Yep.
He's apparently overcome it.
Yeah. You guys have a better lineup. We did the comparison side by side.
We did.
I think Queensland have a better lineup, more experienced lineup, and yeah, you guys can't lose, right?
Well, it's that old narrative, right? New South Wales don't get Origin. And it goes to show here, game one in Sydney, Queensland are favourites.
That actually pisses me off so much. Every time I hear it, New South Wales don't get Origin. If I was coach, I'd have that written in all the walls in the dressing rooms.
Yeah.
New South Wales don't get Origin and just fucking drill into your head and make them want to prove everyone wrong.
100%. And I think the thing for us, Age, we've had to grow up and watch Queensland just dominate. And we finally had our era where we had a little bit of domination and it quickly just goes like that. Like I thought when I saw Cleary, Tedesco in one team, throw in Tom Trbojevic, I'm like, we're going to dominate for the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, that 2021 series where we just smashed them in the first two games, we're like, okay, now here's our 8 in a row. And next minute we're
Slater
facing
comes
what?
in.
Now we're facing
and now
a
I'm
three-peat
here, I'm
this
watching
year.
Slater, who I was burnt by as a youngster,
Yeah.
watching Harry Grant, Reece Walsh and Munster and Cherry Evans. I go, where the fuck did it all go wrong? Well, let's go through it. Game one, Edwards ruled out. Tedesco's come in. What's his stats, Age? How many has he won since he's coming in?
Teddy has only won 9. He's played the last 9 games, he's only won 4.
Yep.
And he hasn't scored a try in those last 9 games as well.
So his last try, if you can take your mind back to 2019, he scored the winner in game 3.
Yep.
Off like a Mitchell Pearce
Great
cutout.
try, that one.
Very great.
20 all locked up and then see you later, Queensland.
But I think
Who
it's
can
good
forget
that obviously I had Tedesco getting picked initially, but I think it's good that he's come in, obviously for his experience with such a young spine, a lot of new faces in the spine. So it's good that Teddy's there. Brings a lot of experience, but spewing for Edwards.
Yeah, absolutely gutted for Edwards.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about it saying, yes, you could honestly flip a coin on who you pick. If they go with Edwards, you can understand he's been the best form player for the start of the season, even last year. I'm thinking that maybe Age was a bit of a jinx because he's come out on the Wednesday podcast.
Age is a mock.
Going, I'm the best. I'm Age Nostradamus. I do the boldest prediction of them all. I got Edwards.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
And you
Either
got
I'm
wrong.
the most unlucky bloke in the world or Dylan Edwards in. Either way, I apologise, Dill. We mocked it, the Edwards era, he's going to make his debut, he's going to play Origin, but he has to be very unlucky. I don't know how Dylan Edwards hasn't debuted for Origin.
Do we know the extent of the injury?
Apparently, according to NRL Physio, who's the gospel for injuries,
Yep.
it's a 1 to 2 week injury. So he's just missed out.
I think the
So
problem...
he'll get named for Penrith next week.
No, I don't think so.
No, too short. But the problem is, if Tedesco wins game 1, has a good game,
Yeah.
I
What
feel
do you
bad
do?
for Edwards. He probably won't go back in the team.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
It is.
Is there a world where you try and fit both of them in or no? Is it just literally fullback,
No,
fullback?
I think it's fullback for fullback. Edwards playing the wing for the Kangaroos, but I think with the amount of wingers we got in the Blues system, like
Does he jag a bench spot?
maybe 14, but like what does he cover?
Yeah.
Fullback wing.
But you really just got to feel sorry for Dylan.
No, you
Edwards
do.
there.
You feel sorry for him.
Yeah, but as you said, Teddy, outstanding replacement. Like he's in great form, so you can't knock his form. I think the best thing about it is he's not captain. So he's going to go in there. The media was off him this week. He got snubbed. He's going to go in there, no captaincy. He's just going to worry about his game. and we know he can turn it on. Especially this year, he's been turning.
He's
it
the
on.
ultimate professional. He doesn't need those extra few days in camp. He's been there, done that before.
Yep.
Got a new coach with Madge, so plenty to like about it. But speaking of game one, it's important because the last 4 teams who have won game one have gone on to win the series.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's more important for the Blues. We're playing game one in Sydney.
Have to win.
If we
cannot
cannot win in
lose.
Sydney, we're going to go to Melbourne. Just say we win that. Game 3 in Queensland.
Yeah.
See you later. Don't do it to
Yeah,
ourselves.
if Queensland
must win for the Blues.
game one, I think that's all she wrote.
Heads down for the Blues.
We can't
We've gotta
win in Queensland, let alone a decider in Queensland.
Yeah.
It pains me to say. So, Jim, Queensland. You're obviously tipping the Queensland for the Maroons for this game?
I am, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, they've won 4 of the last 5 series when game 1 was in Sydney.
Yes, so bad omen for us.
So, that's good for
So
Queensland.
I think it's always better playing in home at game 3. You know, when all
sure.
the pressure's
Yeah.
on, decider most likely.
Hopefully it's a decider because last year it wasn't. It was, the series was already over
I know.
before we know it.
Yeah.
But, Jim, how do you see Queensland winning this game? What sort of positions and areas and key players?
Mate, I think Queensland have more X factor than New South Wales. They've Origin's all about those sort of game breaking moments, and I think Queensland have more game breaking plays. We're talking Reece Walsh out the back. You got Val Holmes. You got Hammer. Cherry Evans, Nonna,
You've got
Harry
what Coates
Grant,
has been doing for Melbourne with all his match winners.
Coates. These are players that can do something special. So I think that's where Queensland have the edge over New South Wales. And I think combinations is huge as well. A lot of these Queensland boys, they play together at club level. They've played together at state level as well for the last few years. So combinations won't be an issue. And New South Wales, a lot of new faces in there. I don't know if a week is too short to get all those
Speaking
combos
of
together.
combos, what about Hines and Luai's touch footy experience together? Do you reckon that has any role into the game 1 result?
I don't know. Touch footy and state of origin. It's
Pretty much the same thing, isn't it?
Chalk and cheese, really. But yeah, Jim,
Yeah.
I do, if I see Queensland winning, which I don't, I have New South Wales tipped
Yep.
here, but you can't discredit Queensland. They're the favourites and series winners.
Where do you think we're going to win the game, Mick?
Well, I was going to say Queensland first. I think it's their combinations. Like
Yeah.
Jim said, like it scares me the fact that Harry Grant, Ben Hunt, Cherry Evans have played together for fuck knows how many years, but it feels like it's taken years off my life.
Harry Grant off the bench is so criminal.
It's just heartbreaking.
If you survive the first 20, then Harry Grant comes on against a tied
and
pack.
he'll just manipulate the ruck.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you guys only have 2 forwards on your bench. Mo Foddy and Hopgood.
Yep.
Then you got Cobbo and Grant, where New South Wales have 4 forwards on the bench.
Yeah. But I think
So we've got the size and power.
yeah, but I think the thing I think Slater was thinking is a lot of the Queensland middles play big minutes. Carrigan plays big minutes at club, Cotter, Lindsay as well. So I think off that, he can chance his hand and go, Cobbo on the bench as well.
Like Cotter can play 80.
Yeah.
Carrigan can play 80 if he wants.
Yeah, Lindsay
So,
plays big
we spoke
minutes.
about it on the Wednesday pod, but as soon as outside back goes down for Queensland, if we don't want it to happen,
Yeah.
Billy Slater looks like the biggest genius known to man.
Even a HIA, for 15 minutes.
Anything. But Age, to answer your question, where do I see New South Wales? I think it's going to be what you see in Origin is the ref puts the whistle in the pocket. There's less penalties. You got better players. They make less mistakes.
Yeah.
So you need just absolute workhorses. So I think we've picked a team. Yes, it's in form, but also one that I think has more workhorses and big minute players than previous years. Like you got the likes of Gerbo, Haas in your front row that they could honestly play 80 minutes if they wanted to in front row, and they're going to bust out 150% worth of effort.
Yes.
And then throw in your Liam Martins, Angus Crichton, Cam McInnes.
That was the one I was waiting for you to say.
That's
Mick.
the
Cam
workhorse.
McInnes.
Yep.
If he was a Queenslander, he would have had 3 series under his belt minimum.
Yeah.
He's built for Origin. Look at his face. He's built for Origin.
He is.
So I'm very keen to see what he does. Those
And then-
little 1%ers.
All they have to do is just keep working, and then you got your impact of Olakawatu and Spencer Lenu coming off, which is, I think, a big part of our bench. Whereas like you guys have Mo Fodawaker, he's not as much impact as you want him to be in Origin.
Yep.
And then throw in Jermaine Hopgood, who's going to make an impact, but not in the same way that a Lenu would in terms of
I think
attacking
Lenu is
output.
really good for us. We need someone who's aggressive, who's going to intimidate the opposition. We don't really have that. So now that we got Lenu, he's going to come on off the back fence and ruffle some feathers.
I think obviously both teams are going to bash each other for 20 minutes, and you got Lenu, Olakwatu coming on when the sting's out of the game. That could be a difference.
100%. So Age, you're going with New South Wales, correct?
Yes, I'm going with New South Wales. The thing where it might cost us is our kicking game. We've seen Hines when he's put under pressure, he can have those kick out on the fulls.
Yep.
And then he compounds it with another one. So if Hines is on, New South Wales are on.
Yep.
Same with Luai. Like Luai's been good at kicking recently, but Origin's different when the pressure's on, people run at you. So
It's
that's
tough.
what I'm worried about. The long kicking game especially.
Has Hines been training?
Ooh, apparently he has been training, but it's not. It's concerning
want
when your key
this-
playmaker is having
Under an
injury
injury
cloud.
cloud.
And not to mention on the back of Edwards. It's not what you want. I'll be going New South Wales very warily. I think just the home ground advantage just gets it over the line.
Yeah.
And the fact that the last 4 times New South Wales have changed coaches, they've won their first game in charge. So Graham Murray 2006, Craig Bellamy 2008, Laurie Daly 2013, and Brad Fittler in 2018.
And they were all by 1 to 12 margins.
Will be a
Credit
close
to
game.
Rando for that stat.
Rando
Mick,
smashed it.
you're going to go New South Wales by how many?
I don't see us winning by a big margin, so
Yep.
I'm going to go New South Wales by 4.
Okay.
I'm going to go New South Wales by 1. Nico Hines field goal.
Wow. Okay.
Hines field goal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
Mystic Age. Jim, Queensland.
Queensland by 8.
Okay.
For me.
Your man of the matches for the game. Jim, start us off. You're the Queenslander.
Mate, I'm going to go Harry Grant. I think we saw what he's done at Clubland for the last few weeks leading up to Origin. He's sort of just hitting that purple patch of form just in time for Origin. And like Age said, having him come off the bench, once that stings out of the game, he can manipulate the ruck. I think, I think he's in for a big series, Harry, and especially with Munster out now, I think, he's going to, take it to another level. I think so.
Like he does
Harry
with
Grant.
Melbourne when Munster's out.
Exactly right.
I'll be
yeah.
going James Tedesco. I like what Age said. No media pressure. He's coming into camp. Doesn't have the captaincy. It's a lot less pressure on him. And he's a man on a mission.
Because he wants to keep that spot,
He,
right?
he wants
He
to keep
does.
it. He's going to come in, give 100,000 worth of percent and absolutely kill these Queenslanders on home territory. So Tedesco for me.
I'm going to go Nico Hines. I reckon a lot of our success in game 1 and the whole series for that fact will be on Nico. So you see it with Sharks. If Nico's on, Sharks are on, he gets man of the match.
Yep.
So if it's anything to go with the Dally M system, I'm going to go Nico, game 1, man of the match.
Like it. Last one, it's too hard to pick, but we got to try our luck anyway. It's the first try scorer. So it's tough enough to score at Origin. Age, you got stats to back that up later. But who are you going first try scorer?
Yeah, Origin's brutally tough to score. There's not many points. I'll quickly go over how many points on average have been scored in the last 8 games. 37 points on average. So a lot less than club footy. Hard enough to be a try scorer. First try scorer, though, I'm going Critter.
So you've got stats to back that up?
There is no stats. Critter actually has bad stats when it comes to Origin. I think he's only scored 1 try in his 6 games.
Five games to Critter.
5 games,
But
yeah, 1
he's a
try.
big game player, Critter.
But
We
yeah,
saw him in the
he's-
grand final
he's-
live. He's just one of those players. I'll be going at the other centre, Valentine Holmes, but for Queensland.
Ooh.
I'm just going the bit of back Queensland first. New South Wales come back later. Holmes has scored 13 tries in his 16 Origin appearances, and we know he loves stepping up in the Maroons
I
jersey.
thought you were going to go the Blues number 4, Mick, because we got a stat here. The Blues number 4 scored in the last 3 Sydney games.
Wow.
So it'll be Suoliti for
Okay.
those at
Okay.
home who are playing.
I'm going to go, I love a good back rower, as you know,
love
for
a
a first
back
try. I'm going to go Jeremiah Nanai.
Yes. Are you thinking aerial threat or off a
I'm
grubber?
thinking off a kick.
Yeah, it has to be off a kick, eh?
I think-
Or a short, nice little short ball.
Yep, Dearden, kick.
So Dearden from the left,
Yeah.
crossfield kick to Nanai.
Nanai jumps over him,
Cowboys
scores first
Cowboys
try.
connection.
Yeah,
Like it.
first try.
Well, let's get into the battle of the back five. We'll talk about before and how important the back five is.
Yep.
Age, what have you presented for us?
Oh, so the back 5, that's where most of your tries are scored, right?
Correct.
So New South Wales, they picked this team of form. So they say. So I went back and I looked at this year, how many tries the back 5 have scored from each team.
Yep.
So we got here the Queensland back 5, Walsh 9 tries, Coates 7, Holmes 7, Hammer 8, Talangi 3. So this is in this year.
Yep.
34 tries combined. New South Wales, Tedesco 7 tries, To'o 4, Crichton 4, Suoli'i only 2, and Lomax 7. So we picked this team of form, but they've only scored 24 tries.
That's if tries is your main.
That's if you're only
indicator.
going off tries. Obviously, you're going to count in like the
Meters.
games,
Yeah.
the meters and all that. But like points are Crucial in Origins.
And it probably just backs up Jimmy's point more about the X factor players. Like we're looking at a team,
Yeah.
10 more tries in the season, and that includes Talagi, who's
Yeah.
played a handful of games.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
But
rarely
like
played
if
this year.
you know we're going off form, but Queensland probably have better form than us right now. Walsh 9 tries.
Yeah.
He's in crazy form. Hasn't scored an orange though, albeit 2 games. Coates match winners everywhere. Home scores for fun.
Hammer scores for fun.
Hammer in the centers, that worries me as well.
That's
so,
scary.
Yeah.
I think you guys are actually the form team and better team on paper. But
Plus, we've
you
got
don't-
Cobbo on the bench.
Cobb on the bench. But you don't know what's going to happen with all these Blues debutants.
No,
So that's
you
the
don't.
beauty of it.
I think that's the excitement in the air for the Blues is I think Fittler did the same thing. He picked all these fresh blood players and goes, show us what you can do. Because I think we got a bit sick of Fittler picking the same team back every year for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It wore us down.
Yeah.
I think now
Fresh
Magic's come in,
faces, eh?
fresh faces. I respect it. And yeah, it's good to see Tedesco back in the squad, but commiserations for Dill.
Yes, of course.
Before we move on to the best tries, series predictions. So, Age, you got to channel your Age Stradamus.
I've got to put my tinfoil hat on. I've got to think hard here. I'm going to go New South Wales 2-1. I don't think we can clean sweep you guys. As much as I want to see it, I've got to be realistic here.
Yeah.
We're going to win game 1 and game 2. We're going to just get it out of the way. I don't like Queensland game 3. So I'm thinking first 2 games, we win. Nico Hines, player of the series, Wally Lewis medalist. And yeah, has to be that. Moses may be coming in game 2, I think.
Okay. I'd love a Queensland clean sweep, as you know, but there hasn't been a clean sweep in a while.
In a while. It's hard.
You're going back to the days of Gorn.
Yeah, the yaya yippee 8 in a row
yes.
days.
I'll give us game 1. I'll give you guys game 2, and then decider up in Queensland. 2-1 Queensland.
Yeah.
Player of the series, I'm going to go Paddy Carrigan.
Wow.
Nice. Not Reece Walsh.
Not Reece Walsh.
The
I'm gonna go-
favourite.
Yeah, not the favourite. I'm going to go Paddy Carrigan. I think with a few injuries in that Queensland forward pack, no Tina, I think he's got to step up. He'll play big minutes and he's a big game player. He'll do plenty of work. For
Someone
Queensland.
like Cotter could also be a good shout. That
Cotter's a
same
good
like
shout.
Origin mentality, built
Yeah.
for Origin.
Yeah.
And even Cherry, mate. Best half out of the four.
Cherry,
so.
yeah. Maybe the deer.
Fear the deer?
Hey.
It's got to be a New South Welshman, eh, Mick? Who you going?
Well, yeah, I'm going New South Wales 2-1. I think my heart's speaking more than my head, but it has to be done. I'm going same mentality as Jim. I'm going with a workhorse. I'm going someone that Age said was built for Origin. I'm going Cam McInnes.
I
Wow.
like that.
I'm hoping that he's been shafted away for so long. No
Yeah.
one's picked him. He just comes out and goes, fuck it. You know what? Make 70 tackles. I'm going to run for 100 meters and I'm going to score a try. Fuck no.
I like it.
Yep. In each game.
If
as
he
well.
plays 70 minutes,
Yeah.
he can put out those numbers. So,
Yeah, he can. He's-
Only
he
worry
can.
for him is when Cam Murray's fit, might
Yeah.
take his spot, depending on how
Or
he
the problem
plays.
is if like there's a blowout in one game and someone gets a hattie, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's close every game, he'll be in there just doing
He'll
all the
be
hard
shit.
work.
It's too hard to pick Wally
It
Lewis
is.
Medal's first try scorers, but you just throw your luck out there.
Yes.
It is. Quickly, before we get into the tries, we'll go over, for those playing at home, it's very hard to score at Origin, and these are players you got to be cautious about.
Yeah.
We're not saying don't pick them in your multis, but just be cautious. So To'o scored only 2 in his last 8 Origin games. So you think as a winger, like short price favourite, he's going to score. Be careful. Critter's only scored 1 in his 5 games. Coates has only scored 1 in his 6. That's another one who's going to be short in the odds.
Yep.
Teddy hasn't scored an Origin try in his last 9 games. Beware. And the last one, this is a good stat actually. Holmes has scored 13 in his 16 games.
Holmes loves an
Yes,
Origin.
he loves an Origin. He grows a leg during Origin.
He does.
He's like Gagai.
He does.
Same thing. But yeah, it's just to show you how hard State of Origin is. Even these X Factor try scorers. So beware before you place your bets or
Yes.
I don't know what
But
else
good
you
luck. Good luck.
Good
when
luck
you
to
are-
anyone that does.
when you are tipping.
So, big announcement for the podcast before we wrap up. You would have seen on our socials, we're partnering with Nonna to give our followers
Yep.
a chance to win 3 weeks worth of meat pies each and every single week. So, Nonna are brilliant. They do authentic Italian meat pies. So, they're combining the Italian heritage of Adam, the founder,
Yep.
with the Australian culture of meat pies. And you guys have had them. I've had them. They're
Well, I'm
unbelievable.
Italian
Unbelievable.
background and Aussie, and it's actually music to my ears, and it's mouthwatering. The
Yeah.
bolognese, you can get bosciola, chicken palmy,
They got new
like
flavours.
in a meat pie.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't see that.
No.
And they're fucking amazing.
No,
Like
they're
Nonna
very
is
good.
very proud. My Nonna.
Yeah, so it's taking all that Italian heritage and just putting it right in the Australian iconic meat pie. So each week we'll be doing meat pie of the week competition age. So when can they vote on it and how?
Yeah, so if you don't know what it is, a meat pie is obviously a try in NRL terms. So we're going to be doing the best try of the week in NRL. So every round, at the end of the round, you got to put in 25 words or less on our story what was the best try.
Yeah.
And we're going to select from the story, and you're going to get free pies.
Yeah.
And they'll be each and every single week. So it's up to you to determine what you see as the best try because you can go with the Xavier Coates in the corner.
Yeah.
Miracle puts out. Or you can go with someone like an Alex Twall scoring his second try of the year.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to determine how you want to win and submit in 25 words or
How many
less.
pies do you win, Mick? Couple pies?
Oh, mate, it's 4 pies, so it's a week's worth. So, and you can win back-to-back weeks, 3 weeks in a row, as long as you're submitting good answers.
Free to join as well. Why wouldn't you just go on the story on a Sunday and just put in the best try? Like,
Vote for your best try.
ring Campbell Gillard over the top to win the game or
100%.
something, you know?
Yeah.
So there's plenty of terms and conditions, and you can check them out at nonnatinas.com. So, boys, let's get into the best NRL tries in Origin history that you can remember. Obviously, we're going to miss too many, but we remember the ones
There's
that
been heaps of good ones.
we remember in our heads as the iconic ones. Sage, you can do New South Wales. Jim can do Queensland.
All right, New South Wales, you can't go past Tedesco game winner 2019. Everyone remembers where they were at the time. I was on a boat in Sale, Croatia on Sail Week, and we had it on our phone, and like all the boats, because they're all Aussies on the boat, in a ring. The boats were all in a ring, and they were all going off. Like, as soon as he scored, everyone was up and screaming. It was like, fuck, we're in Croatia, and all these Aussies on the boat are going off. So that was pretty cool. Trent Hawkinson, 2014, breaking the drought. Mate,
can forget?
Show and go. He wouldn't.
Thank you very
He couldn't
much.
believe it when it opened up. Ben Teo diving over, couldn't get a hand on him. So that was great for all Blues fans. Tommy Turbo completes his hat trick from a Teddy flick pass, 2020. It looked like Teddy maybe stuffed it up, overran it, then the flick pass into Turbo. Brilliant stuff. And Jared Hayne on halftime, 2007, little grubber down the line, tiptoeing and scored for the Blues.
Yeah.
But you guys have a lot of good tries,
Mate,
Jimmy. So how do you narrow it
Queensland
down
have got
to 4?
plenty. I've gone with some of my favourites. Matty Bowen intercept 2005.
Yeah, that's not good for us. We had Matty Ball on the poddy and
Mate,
it was unreal him just like
Talking about it. Yep, that was a beauty. Mark Queen, the miracle try 1994, bit before our time, but you would have seen plenty of replays on that. The Lockyer intercept 2006 off that shocker from Brett Hodgson from dummy half.
I think Mick needs some tissues. He's very quiet.
I'm very sad. Just it hurts me seeing all these Queensland tries.
Billy Slater chip and chase 04, one of the great Origin tries, and
Iconic, that one.
Yep, and then Benny Hunt 2022 off the charge down.
And the commentator, was it? I don't know. Who was the commentator? Go Dozer!
Cam Smith.
Cam Smith, yeah.
Cam Smith.
Riding him
Go
home.
Dozer!
See, that's what kills me about Queensland.
Like he's a favourite at Randwick.
You have to be unbiased there.
Yeah,
And
that
he
was
just
a
rubs
killer.
it in.
Yeah. So, there was obviously, like we said, there's plenty of great Origin tries, but they're probably our favourites, I'd say, in recent time.
100%. So, So if you want to vote, non-Latinas, get on the stories, vote for your try of the week. There'll be plenty of good tries in Origin, but it's only for NRL for this contest.
And make sure you're following at Nonnatinas on Instagram to check out plenty of promotions and meat pies coming your way. Boys, but that'll about just do us. Unless anyone's got any final words like Phil Gould, I think we're done here.
Mate, no. I can't wait. Can't wait for Wednesday. Should be a great game. But yeah, go Queensland.
Exactly. And for all those regular listeners of the Cast Patrol podcast, this will be our weekly pod this week.
Yeah.
We'll be back posting next week as a normal time. Tuesday night recording, up on the Wednesday. Quick turnaround. But that's all from me.
That's all from me.
And that's all for me.
Go the Blues.
See you guys.
Come on, the Blues.